Greetings to all. My name is Angeline G. Torreja from BS Ad English 3B, and today I will be sharing you one of William Shakespeare's stories about King Henry IV, Part 1. Let's begin. Here is the synopsis of King Henry IV, Part 1. So the play follows three groups of characters who initially interact only indirectly. So these groups are grow closer as the play progresses, coming together at the climax during the Battle of Shrewsbury. So the first is centered around King Henry IV and his immediate council, who contrived to suppress a growing rebellion. The second is the group of rebel lords led by Thomas Percy, Earl of Worcester, and including his brother, the Earl of Northumberland, and an energetic nephew, Harry Percy, also known as Hotspur, the Scottish Earl of Douglas, the Welshman Owen Glendower, and Edmund Mortimer also join. The third group, the comic center of the play, consists of the young Prince Hal, King Henry's eldest son, and his companions Falstaff, Poins, Bardolph, and Nym. Following the events of Shakespeare's play Richard II, Henry Bolingbroke has succeeded to the throne of England as King Henry IV. During his ascension, he was partially implicated in the murder of his cousin Richard II in prison. To atone for Richard's death, Henry IV resolves to lead a crusade to Jerusalem. But his departure is prevented by news of disloyalty and civil unrest. His cousin, Edmund Mortimer, has been captured by Owen Glendower, a Welsh rebel who's one of the greatest enemy of King Henry. There is also fighting in the north between the Earl of Douglas and Harry Hotspur. Harry Hotspur is the warlike son of one of Henry's former allies. King Henry regrets that his own eldest son, Henry, also known as Hal, spends most of his time in the taverns of London with vagabonds and ne'er-do-wells. The king demands Hotspur allegiance and help against the Welsh, but Hotspur feels that the king has not been sufficiently grateful to Hotspur's family for helping him in the past. Meanwhile, Prince Hal at the Boar's Head Tavern jokes with his friend, the elderly and penniless Sir John Falstaff. Falstaff seeks to get money, seemingly by any means possible, to pay for his drinking habits. He plots to rob a group of travelers. Together with his friends Bardolph and Nym, Falstaff carries out the robbery. At the same time, in disguise, Hal and his companion Poins attack Falstaff and capture the gold for themselves. So back at the tavern, they revealed to Falstaff that they wanted to trick him and were the ones who robbed him. Hal is called back to court in the midst of civil war. Hal and Falstaff roleplay the imminent conversation between the stern King Henry and wayward Hal. Hal's pointed comments about his own travel friends disconcert Falstaff. Hal protects Falstaff from the law and restores the stolen money to its owners. The civil wars become more and more serious as Hotspur joins his father in making an alliance with the king's other enemies. All of them are jealous of King Henry's growing power. Hotspur sets out to Shrewsbury to meet his father's troops. Hal returns to his father to make peace with him, and the king gives him a command in the army, setting out to meet Hotspur. On the way, Hal encounters Falstaff with a few ragged men. Falstaff has enlisted these soldiers by taking bribes rather than enrolling more able men. The king offers to pardon and free Hotspur if he will withdraw his opposition to the throne. The northern troops have been unable to reach Hotspur and Worcester. Hotspur is advised by his ally, the Archbishop of York, not to fight. Worcester, Hotspur's uncle and ally, keeps the knowledge of the king's offer of freedom from Hotspur, and the Battle of Shrewsbury ensues. Falstaff fears for his death in battle and wonders about the wisdom in pursuing honor in exchange only for injury or death. Hal fights valiantly in the battle, saving his father from harm in combat with Douglas, another rebel. He even kills Hotspur. Falstaff, having feigned death to avoid injury, claims he was Hotspur's vanquisher. The king's forces win the day, and Worcester is condemned to death. Hal frees Douglas, and Henry IV divides his forces to continue battling the rebellion. Alright, so that's not the end of our story. Will the rebels survive Hotspur's death or not? So thank you everyone. Thank you for listening. So that's the end of King Henry IV Part 1.